Babe, I'm live.
Hey guys, Jay, welcome back to the channel. JP, what's going on, brother?
What's up, man?
Not much. What do you mean? What do you mean? What's up? We know what's up. It's Thundercats. Thundercats is up, brother. Oh my god, this is crazy. This is freaking nuts. I mean, so many things related to Thundercats, and Super 7 has just been killing it for the last like week and a half. Like just so many freaking announcements. I cannot believe what's been happening, and I wanted to take some time today and sit down with you, JP, and talk about this whole scenario, because this is ridiculous, man. This is awesome, but it's good for us, right? But before we get started, how are you doing, JP? Everything good? Like what's going on in the
Good,
Classic world?
Good. Just counting the days and trying to figure out where I'm gonna put Cats Lair in here. I've been kind of rearranging things around. I think it's just gonna be over on that wall. I just got to clear all this stuff because I'm doing a toy show this Saturday, trying to kind of purge the collection a little bit to make space for Cats Lair and for other goodies that are coming out, in the next couple months. But yeah, just chilling, man.
That is freaking awesome, brother. So glad that things are moving, and of course, your setup is everything's changing now, right? You got to make room for that beast.
Yeah.
Are you going to do what some people do, which is like get a lazy Susan, so you can like rotate it on its axis? Like
I wish I could, dude. I wish, but most likely it's gonna go against that wall, and it's probably gonna go on the floor. I don't have any specific furniture that's wide enough to hold Cat's Lair. So because this is like my home office, but I share it with my wife, so I can't use both desks. I have to have one for her to do her stuff, and then I have mine here where I do my streaming and my art and stuff.
Got you. So yeah, the biggest consideration for this beast of a PlayStation of a playset is definitely going to be 100% the space. The space is just astronomically finite in everybody's homes, and this thing is just gigantic. I mean, you and I both saw it at PowerCon. It was way bigger than I thought it was going to be. Like it was absolutely massive, right?
Yeah,
Were your expectations met when you saw it, or were you just like, what
oh
the
my
hell?
god. Yeah, no. Like I think when I saw that thing in person, I was just flabbergasted. I couldn't believe how big that thing was. It's one of those things where people say, you don't really can't really appreciate something unless you're like standing in front of it, like just the sheer scale. Because one thing is to look at it from the front in photographs or renders or whatever, but then to see the depth of it, to see how much space it encompasses all around, it's like holy shit. This thing is massive. And I know when my wife sees it, like the actual thing built, she's gonna be like, "You're nuts."
Yeah, I know exactly. I got everybody telling me the same thing. A couple of things we should touch on before we get to the main meaty part of the conversation tonight. Super 7 is killing it right now. They have been announcing, release after release after release. we're not going to touch on this too much, but we'll talk about it right now. What are your thoughts about their announcement about the '89 Batmobile? Like when I saw that thing, I was actually quite impressed. Um,
Cool.
and to be honest with you, I am not a big fan of their Super Cyborg line, but I do have to say that this one in particular tickles my nostalgia strings. What about you? Or were you surprised at all? I know I
I think
was.
that's really cool. Smart, very clever of them, because the Super Cyborg is a good opportunity to offer a different rendition of the Batmobile, um, while still having the McFarlane thing be its own, and theirs be unique in the sense where it has all these revealing compartments and all the parts and stuff that you could take off. I personally own, I don't know if it's a super cyborg, but I have the creature from the Black Lagoon. That's a super cyborg, right?
If you
It's
can take
where
off the
the
panels,
faceplate
yes, yeah,
is removed, and I love
yep,
that thing. It's so cool. It's the only one that I own from that line. But I would love to pick up others from other IPs that I like. And the Batmobile is a really cool. It was a cool concept and idea. What I'm wondering is, and my friend was asking, is how far are they taking the Batman thing? Are they going to try to do ultimates? Are they going to do reaction? It's interesting to see what direction they're going to take.
yeah. And I'm not exactly sure if this, it's a 13.9 inch vehicle. I think it might fit reaction, but two side by side because the cockpit on the inside actually has two seats. I don't know. That seems a bit too small for me on a 13-inch scale. But again, they haven't shown any figures next to it. They haven't shown anything other than the exploded view. But I was very, very surprised with that particular announcement.
Yeah, that's
Now,
cool.
some things that Super 7 is literally pushing the envelope right now. They have been in the on the radar of fans for a little bit, especially since last week on Friday. They announced something pretty crazy, which I thought pretty much blew my mind. Honestly, I'm not even gonna beat around the
Foggy
bush.
count.
Yeah, let's talk about it, JP. Over at the collector spot on Target last week. Now, I have not been paying attention to Target. A lot of people here on this channel know my feelings about collector cons at big box locations, right? I think they're kind of disingenuous. Um, but this one obviously caught my attention because, and it was, of course, Thundercats Classics, which gave me the heads up on this because I was already like I was comatose. I wasn't even thinking about anything. Then all of a sudden I get a buzz on my phone, and it's like JP saying, "Jay, check this out," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is nuts!" So yeah, Thundercats actually showed up at Target this time, and not just Thundercats, but also Super Kaiju, which was crazy. So and the craziest thing about this though is the price, JP. I mean, let's be honest. How much are Super Seven figures on on Ultimates, JP? Normally,
55,
$55
$55.
freaking dollars, right? So when you sent me this, I honestly said to myself, I'm like, oh wow, they're trying to sell $55 figures in store, and then you showed me the packaging. I'm like, wait a second, that's really different. What's going on here? So guys, if you haven't already figured this out, super the pre-orders on Target have already sold out, but the price points on these are what's really the big story for the day. 35.49, JP. 35.49. Is this a game changer? I'm starting to think that this might be a game changer, JP. What are your thoughts on this one?
Look, I love the fact that my very, favorite, best IP in the world is being represented and it's going to be in toy aisles again.
Yep.
Um, it's kind of like, why didn't this happen earlier? I think definitely Super Seven's being smart and they're trying to increase their footprint in terms of their product. We've seen reaction figures at Target for a while now. I want to say probably a year back or more. But the fact that we're seeing ultimates now, it's really awesome and rewarding because like Brian mentioned, there's collectors that want that premium collectible that has all the bells and whistles, has the extra heads, has the parts, um, and they want to have all these options. But there's those collectors that are like, yeah, I love Thundercats, but yeah, I don't like $55
Yeah,
figures.
yeah,
So
exactly.
let me just get Lion-O. I love the fact that they're presented in the same way as the boxes, but of course these are blister carded, so it gives it more of a nod of that nostalgic feel of the '80s action figures from LJN, which
Yep.
was really awesome. Um, I personally got two of these on pre-order. The Lion-O. I didn't get Monkey in because I don't see anything new about him. I don't see any new deco or anything like that. So he just brings the mace. So it's cool for people that don't have him. I might get one just to rock carded. But with the Lion-O, it was one of those things where it's like, okay, this is not the Lion-O that everybody has. This is the new Lion-O, 100% tooled, brand new Rankin Bass Lion-O with painted in eyes, which we were all talking about when the Comic Con reveals were done, right?
Yep.
So now we're getting this Lion-O before we're getting the Comic Con version one, and he's $35. It's a
Yeah.
win-win for Thundercats fans. So I'm super stoked, and I can't wait to get these in my hand, especially Lion-O.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of things to discuss on this particular line. I mean, $35 right now is pretty par with most 6-inch figures. I mean, um, uh, Mattel has their Master Universe Masterverse, and that's coming in around 29, almost $30 each. And I think now they're encroaching up to $32. So that's not really that much of a stretch for this one, which is of course $3 to $5 more. Um, but it does. We do need to mention the fact that as you alluded to earlier, they don't come with a lot. You know what I mean, JP. That I think is a big sticking point for some people. They are truly and not really a knock against them, but they are very stripped down versions of Ultimates. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
But I love what you said about the fact that the packaging is a throwback to LJN. I mean, this is such an LJN inspired packaging, including the blister in a lot of ways, right? That I
Mhm.
really am sort of enthralled with it, especially the painted background, which is very reminiscent of the original VHS cassette for Exodus,
Yes.
right? Just absolutely incredible. And I've always wondered where the heck. Here's a question I always ask people if they are. Where the heck is Wily Kit?
Speaking of Exodus,
Where the heck is Wily Kit? But I wonder that later on in another package design, the question could be asked, where the heck is Wily Cat? But we're going to get to that a little later,
yeah,
as you know, JP. So check this out though. Monkeyan, I think, is the one I really, as you said, you didn't pick up Monkeyan, but I think there is a really good reason that he doesn't come with much. I think his helmet come off like the original LGN
no,
version, or does it not? No, right?
no, that's in
So
the toy colors one.
yes, correct, exactly. And I think that would have been a really good idea for this one. You know what I mean? If they're gonna give a nod to LJN a little bit more, right? Because this one is actually more in line with that toy,
Mhm.
being on the packaging, right? But these are supposed to be, I think, these are supposed to be cartoon accurate, right? I think that's what they're going for here. Is if
Right.
if I'm correct,
Yeah.
right? Um, it's too bad. Like when I saw this, like, what were your thoughts? Sorry, going back to it. What were your thoughts about the mold? How come that happened? What were your thoughts about the mold for when we saw it at San Diego Comic Con? Was it spot on? Was it what you were expecting? Were you happy with it?
Man, this is so Rankin Bass. It's just disgusting. Like, it looks like it came right out of your TV set. However, we have been privy to these beautiful renders not looking like
Yeah.
like the same in the final product. So it's going to be very telling. I'm very curious to see what it's going to look like in person. I'm pretty confident that it's going to look good. It's yeah, like that picture right there. When I saw that, I was like, this doesn't look like a display ready prototype. Something
Yeah.
about it was off. I think the colors were a little muted on it. Maybe the lighting wasn't the right type of lighting. Um, but it just looks really off. Like the gold on the claw shield really stands out way too much from the rest of the body.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just feel like, what do you think? You think that looked appealing to you?
So when I saw it, and so fun thing about this as well, before I answer the question, this is one of my most popular posts. If like there were right here you can see 483 likes. You know what I mean? Like there were a lot of people, and tons of people commented on this particular post. Like it was just comment after comment after comment. But you're right, there were a lot of people who were saying the same thing. It's like that Lionel does not look good. Thank goodness for Mondo reveal, right? There were a lot of comments very similar to a little bit not 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 upset, but definitely the like I wonder what the final version is going to look like. And I think he looks a lot thinner than what I was expecting for Lino, especially considering when you look at it on a He-Man Buck,
Mhm.
because of Super 7, you sort of get used to that look. So when they make him more sleek like this, a little bit, in my opinion, he actually is more. He looks a little bit more akin to Kid Lion-O in a lot of ways as well. And I'm not sure if that was intentional or if this was just an early prototype, because when we look at him here, he's a little bit more substantial. You know what I mean? Like the arms are a little bit thicker, the legs are a little bit thicker, but for whatever reason, this one here looks a little bit thinner. Now it could have been just been the angle I had it on. It could have been just the video, um, but I'm excited to see him in his final form at the end of the day. I definitely want to pick up one of him with the light up eyes and without the light up eyes. But I'm going to be waiting I'm going to be on the fence on the light up eyes one. If I end up seeing, if you end up getting one of if you end up getting your pre-order early, JP, please show me the pictures because I would definitely like to make a decision on that. Because just like anything else, I'd like to save $20. You know what you know
Right.
what I mean?
No, I hear you. I pre-ordered the light up one, and now having seen this, I think I'm just gonna keep one of the light up Linos, instead of two, because the, the idea was to open it, but it's like I'd rather display a Rankin Bass Lino with painted eyes than that hollowed eye kind of look where if you don't turn on the lights, he just looks like Michael Myers kind of,
Yeah, yeah,
it's like
yeah.
if he's wearing a mask.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think it's like what you said. The the physique is a little slender down for sure. And but the render looks fantastic. It's
Yes.
just when you look at it, maybe that angle, the lighting, whatever, come October, I think it's mid-October, we'll we'll be, hopefully getting these in hand
Yeah. I
and
do have
kind of seeing what the final piece looks like.
I do have to say the face is actually quite nice. I think the face. I think they got the face, but of course, this is the hollowed out head
Mhm.
with the LED on the inside. So it'll be really interesting to see what the DX version is going to look like. Because I'm really hoping it looks very similar to this.
Yeah.
Um, it's obvious that they have them in stock because or at least they're landed. Because as we saw with Brian, these like he actually has them in hand. You know what I mean? Like fast forwarding a bit, they're right here. Like he actually has them. Where is it here?
Yeah, he had a monkey in his
Yeah, he had
hand.
a monkey in
I
for
don't
sure.
know if he had Lion-O though.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it stands to reason he's going to have a Lionel, right? Because that's fully rendered packaging right there. So,
Right.
I'm excited. And I'm pretty sure eventually we're gonna get more reveals from Brian. Yeah, he was holding on to the monkey right here. I'm just scanning through. Maybe no, you're right. It's right now. It's just the monkey, but that's enough for me for now. Like I'm very satisfied that because the delivery date on Target says October, right?
Mhm.
So that's what, a few
Few
weeks away,
weeks. Yeah.
right? So and we know from history that the pre-orders oftentimes uh are delayed compared to in store. you you made your pre-order, but in store people are finding them like a week early or something like that, right? So
Right.
it's really
Yeah.
interesting to see that. But the biggest story, of course, is the $35 price tag. I think that's huge. I think that is a game changer. Um, I think it'll really get a lot more people into the line who were on the fence a while back because of the extra $20.
I
Um,
agree.
I think it's going to be huge, and I think it's a really great chance for people who never started the line to really get into it at this point.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of fence sitters that haven't bought these figures because of the price point
Yeah,
and
100%.
because they know that, you know, visually and aesthetically they look good, but they're not the best engineered action figures, right? So with the 35.49, it's more forgiving, and I think more people might dip into that pool and start buying these. Having said that, though, I don't foresee them going all the way down the rabbit hole as they
Really?
have with like 10 waves. No, I don't think so. I think they're
Well,
probably gonna focus on the core villains and characters. Like, do you think they would put a blister carded Slithe out there?
think about this. No, no, Slide is a deluxe. You know, the deluxe. You know what I mean? I think that they probably will. He'll be on a like just like anything, just make his box bigger. But I think he'll be more like $45 because
Mhm.
when he was sold, he was an extra $10 anyway, right? Wasn't that the case?
No, Slithe was actually the same
Was
price.
he? That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's been so long, but no, I can see him being an extra $5 if at the very least, right? But I know what you're trying to say. Um, the thing is that when you really break it down, right? I think it's easier to buy Captain Cracker at $35 than it would be to buy him at $55.
I
You know what
agree.
I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think I've been finding Captain Cracker on clearance aisles in some places. You know what I mean? So it's kind of right now it's a hit and miss. I think you're right. They're going to be very choosy with who they print for larger runs because these are going to be minimum, 15,000, 25,000, right? For the minimum quantity order for Target and possibly for Walmart later down the road because these do not say Target exclusives, eh? That's the one thing that doesn't say. These are, I think these are timed exclusives. I think that's
Hmm.
actually what's happening here. Because if we go to, for example, um, where was it here? If we go back in time and check out, I think it was this one. No, it wasn't this one. Who was it? Oh, for crying out loud! It was one of the releases. It was one of the earlier releases. I think it might have been. Was it?
So you're thinking we might eventually find these at Walmart?
Well, I'm just because I remember seeing one link, and I reported on it the other day that it's a Target exclusive. It literally said only available exclusive to Target or whatever. I'm trying to see
Right.
where that is. I wonder if it was actually one of the kaiju's. Hold on. I don't think it was, but let's just have a look at this kaiju here. Oh, right. Wait. Hold on. That's new at Target. Trying to remember here because I was like, oh, okay, this is a Target exclusive right here, right? That's I remember seeing that somewhere. Um, I wonder if it is that last kaiju. No, there it is, right there. See,
Target exclusive.
right? That says
Right.
Target exclusive. See, I don't know why I didn't. I don't know why I kept missing that. So that's Target exclusive, right? And then if you go back to the other deluxe kaiju, this one says Target
Target
exclusive,
exclusive.
right? But then you go to here, it doesn't say Target exclusive here,
Right. It just says
right?
new at.
It just says
Right.
new at Target, right? That's a big difference. That is a huge difference.
Yeah.
So that leads me to believe these will possibly hit fan channels, or probably more than likely be sold at Super 7 because we found out later that the Conan the Barbarian line is also entering the deluxe set with this press release right here.
Yep.
The Conan Deluxe figure is made to order, release $35 plus shipping. This pre-order is up until March 2019 with shipping summer of 2019. Visit the pre-order shop right here. So yeah, The deluxe line is moving into multiple different properties. Conan the Barbarian being one of them. I mean,
Did we just have a Twilight Zone moment, or did I hear you read 2019?
I know, right? That's a common mistake that they keep making. They keep making that same mistake over and over again. It's obviously not 2019. That's obviously not the case. But this one is definitely the DX version right here at
Right.
$35. So yeah, I wonder if there's going to be a new price point for Super 7 going forward, because another really interesting situation here, that DX figure is $35, but the Motu inspired Conan the Barbarian figures are $30.
And they're so much smaller, dude.
I know. This is where things get really confusing really quickly.
Yeah.
I don't understand the strategy here. I think what they're trying to do, in my humble opinion, okay, because I actually picked. So these guys are awesome. Okay, so let me just having this up on the screen. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. These guys are freaking awesome. I mean, he's really really cool, right? But
Mhm.
the reality is he is a 5.5-inch figure.
Right.
There's just no getting around that. He's freaking tiny. And this guy comes with a loin a soft goods a soft goods what the heck are these called?
Loincloth.
Sash. Yeah,
Yeah.
a soft goods sash, the Atlantean sword, and the Sumerian necklace, right? So that's a lot of value. Whereas, okay, this one doesn't have the cross sell, but whereas the standard Conan, that a lot of people are probably more interested in, he doesn't come with practically, he comes with very little. He literally just comes with the Atlantean sword. That's and the necklace. And for $30, again, I'm not really sure. I'm not really understanding the strategy here.
That's
Because
pretty steep.
that's what he comes with: the sword and his necklace. That's it. You know what I mean? No
And
no
5
swappable head.
POA. It's like
And
5
five
POA,
and
right?
five. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 POA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 POA.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, limited articulate. It's not even an Origins figure. You know what I mean? It's actually just an original Motu buck, right?
Right.
So again, I'm not really understanding how the strategy works with these, because you look at this, right? And again, I'm not trying to knock anybody, but this is going to be $35. There's a lot of figure there. He's 7 inches tall. And then you go
There's
to
a lot more value in the deluxe.
yes,
For sure.
exactly. Even though he only comes with one accessory, actually I am wrong. He does come with his necklace. Okay, fine.
Mhm.
He comes with 2 accessories, right? So he comes with 2 accessories, but then these little guys, they they're so much smaller. There's less articulation, and it's only $5 less.
Yeah.
Now you could just argue that this came down, which is great, right? That is great. But let's be honest, the Motu figures with Motu Origins with way more articulation, right, are $19.99, right? A whole $10 less, right? So there's a lot to be scratch your head about, is all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's good. All I'm saying is I'm not really understanding the strategy here. I just am not understanding how this equates right now.
Right.
And it's interesting though. But at the end of the day, what we can glean from this, JP, is we're getting a freaking $35 Ultimates figure. Man, no matter which way you cut it, that's freaking awesome. You know what I mean?
No, definitely. I'm excited that we're going to pay $35 for the most cartoon accurate version of Lionel
Yeah,
in figure form instead of
absolutely.
55. I mean, 55 is
100%.
going to be a choice now, right? It looks like they're just going more towards an evergreen type of direction with certain characters. What I'm excited about, and I don't know if you thought about this, but Panthro hasn't made an appearance in quite a while. We have just the initial Panthro. There hasn't been anything. We've had Invisible Tigra, right? We've had a bunch of iterations of Lionel. We even had the Honeybee Chitara, right? But we haven't had a Panthro.
That's
So
true.
there's an opportunity for a retooled pinless Panthro to make his debut as an evergreen deluxe figure. And that might be wave 2, you know, because if you watch my interview with Brian a couple months back, he mentioned that they were working on retooling Panthro because the Panthro tool was lost. So
really,
yeah, so there's a new Panthro coming down the pike really soon.
that's crazy. And you know what? By that notion, I think that also means that these Thundercats, maybe that's the other thing. Maybe these existing lines of Thundercats are actually now rare because maybe the tooling is starting to degrade, which is possible, right? You can only use the tool so many times. We know that. Fascinating. Let's take some comments before we move on to the main course. Let's go ahead and take some comments from the from the chat review. Sure. Great to see everybody. Frankie Rivera, Thundercats ho! Thanks, Frankie. Good to see you, brother. Derek Kuto, Cats Lair. Oh, does everybody have a spot for theirs yet? Well, JP's making room, man. I still am trying to figure this out.
Work in progress.
Make my Marvel Legends. Oh my God, guys, this is amazing. Yes. It is incredible. Bees 808, BZE. Box looks amazing. Can't wait for the rest of the playset. Yes, absolutely. Derek Kuto, got a table in the middle of the room for Cats Lair to be my centerpiece. Dude, you are dedicated. You are freaking dedicated.
That's awesome.
I did take a look at some of Derek's collection. It is amazing. But that means that he's going to have literally no room in his house. John Brooks, all the way from Ireland. Good to see you, John. He used to be in the Philippines, but great to see him. Days Dimension, these look great. Yes. Do you guys think that the coloring of the skin is just slightly lighter than it should be? But at this price point, he looks good. They're still honestly, I don't know. These are renders at the end of the day. We're gonna find out what they exactly look like. I can't see them changing it from the original colorway. I mean, we already have Lionel, so you're not. Why would you change the formula? I don't know. JP, what are your thoughts? Is it too light?
Well, I think he might be alluding to the picture that you took at Comic-Con where the colors look a little muted.
Yeah, but there's LED lights on the side. Like, it's not a good representation of what you're saying.
When I get mine in a few weeks, we'll look at it together, and
that'll be sweet.
And hopefully be super happy.
Oh yeah. Motu Comic. Saludo. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Welcome. Clint Jorgensen, where is Wily Cat's love on the box art? I think you mean Wily Kit. Oh no, you're talking about I know what you're talking about. We're gonna get to that. Damien Ostordi, guys. Jay, did Brian Flynn not say that these versions would be a few at stores? If so, I'm a 44-year-old Thundercats fan and can see them as a 40th tribute to the original line. New fans born every day. I don't remember him saying anything like that. JP, do you remember anything like
he mentioned? He mentioned something about retail and a larger footprint in the near future, but he didn't allude to anything specific.
Yeah, because I can't, because with retail, there's an actual requirement from retail that you have to sell a certain amount. So I can't see him going less than more, guys. RC it says Venom. Venom, okay, Venom. Plus, the old figs only came with basic accessories. I get it, but a lot of people are kind of complaining that they should have had at least one more, which I don't disagree. But at the same time, see, if you look at Lino, he actually comes with 2, whereas Munkian is only coming with 1. So it depends, right? But you know, arguably, there's a lot more plastic on Munkian. There's a lot of things going on. It's hard to say why they're choosing certain things over others, but I guess we'll find out. It was gold label Venom. It was gold label Venom for the Target exclusive, but then we ended up finding out that it was also the Kaijus as well. Damien, then again, question for you both. If they sell better than the regular Ultimates, could that spell the end of the $55 ones? You never know. That is actually a really good question.
It's an interesting question. I think what's going to happen is that we are going to see, which is a comment that I saw here a little bit further down, is that we're going to start seeing newer figures from newer waves hitting the secondary market for astronomical prices because the production numbers are going to be so much lower now for Ultimates. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, right here, Adrian Sanchez said, why is Wily Cat Super 7 off market for $200. And the reason being, Brian's been talking about it for a while now, where we're at a lull now where people are not ordering extra. Big Bad is ordering a lot less. So if you want something, you got to get in on it when the initial pre-order happens, because if we rewind 2 years back, you wouldn't get on the initial pre-order and then you would just get them on Big Bad or whatever. But now that's not the case. The Wily Cat wave hit Big Bad, they processed pre-orders, and that was it.
Yep.
There was no leftovers. So that's what's happening now. So I think that's what's going to happen. We're going to see these premium collectors. We're going to huddle up, pre-order in advance, and there's not going to be a lot of like clearance ultimates and stuff like that. It's going to be more of that evergreen line for those of you who don't want to pay the $55.
Yeah.
But you're probably not going to end up getting every figure in the line in that evergreen wave, especially with 2 figures a wave. Imagine how long that rollout would take.
Yeah,
to catch up.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But if it does tend to be sellouts every single time, a success breeds certain things. So we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. RC says it's time to reduce them to 25. That's an interesting comment, and I don't disagree with it. But we will see. Again, this is more of an experiment for Super 7. I think that's actually what's happening right now. Dimir Story. Better grab your Tulsa Doom, your Tulsa Doom while you can. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. Yes, I think that figure is going to be very, very sought after soon. Rest in peace to one of the greatest voices in the industry, and of course, Darth freaking Vader, man. Adrian Sanchez, is this the new Tiger now? Hard to get. That I think is going to be the most anticipated figure in the Thundercats line, at least for collectors. Those 35, if he does go to the $35 price point, JP,
with the elbow pad.
Yes, hopefully, right? Hopefully they will address that. But at the end of the day, he'll be gone like that. He will be like people will be hunting him down. If you find 2 in the wild, they're gone. They're not even going to wait. Like those are going to be crazy. RC, they're made to order, not enough order, supply and demand. This is how it worked, right? So now they're trying something different because they have the tooling. They might as well get it done. A Vultureman redo. I hope so. I mean, like Vultureman is definitely he's a great character. I had no problems with Vultureman. But what about you, JP? What were your thoughts of Vultureman?
Vultureman is amazing. I don't know about redo. I'd love to see him on the blister card for $35.
Absolutely, me too.
But I don't think they would redo the figure.
No. Brick something. Hey, what's going on, Brick? Good to see you. By the thumbnail, I assume you're both blown. Yes, we are. That's how when we talk to each other, we're like we were literally like, what is going on? Thanks, Brick. Good to see you. The man, the myth, the legend, Skull Diver Tommy Hodges. What's going on, bro? I love hearing the gurus talking about. Oh my gosh, this guy's too much. This guy's too much. Good to see you, Tommy.
Gurus, come on.
One of these, I know, right? One of these days, Tom, we got to meet up, bro. We got to meet up. Like you inspire us. Emperor Shao Kahn, the ruler of the outer world. What's going on, bro? How you doing tonight?
We should talk to Tommy, Jay, because Tommy sculpted Lionel for Mondo.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like that's that's what I was saying. I was pretty sure I think I made the mistake of saying that he helped out with Poison Ivy, but I was pretty sure he was on Lionel 100%.
Yeah.
Right? Them. I'm sorry, bro. I can't pronounce that. Oh, yes, brothers. And I apologize. I can't unless JP can figure that out. I don't know.
MVE1M. Nah, it's like
it's
like a cheat code for a video game. Sorry.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Damien, agree. Agent Sanchez here in the UK. I'm not giving people that type of cash for Wily Cat. Yeah, you should have got people need to get on it right away. There are not that many of them. And again, he was like the SDCC exclusive, so he was already rare. You know what I mean? And now it's doubly so. Maybe sorry, bro. Out of context, but for me, Super 7 Thundercats have come so far. I think they are cult series for collectors, reaching wave 14 or so with no indication of stopping. I really hope. Aside from getting, yes, I am 100% on board with you, brother. Damien Story. Yes, that is what he meant. The Berserkers Super 7 will go in for all obscure characters, and the OG figs for the Driller and the yes, the Berserkers, yes. Yeah, man. Like, I mean, Hammerhead is pretty good, but I think Crusher and was it Spin Top?
Spinner,
Yeah, Spinner and
top spinner.
yeah, that's right. Top Spinner and what is it? Roller or Basher?
Um,
No, there's Crusher. There's Top Spinner. There's what was his name again? The one with the crystal on his head. The one of the anyway, him.
oh, that's Driller.
But no, not Driller. The one of the berserkers. He actually rolls on. He has a wheel in the middle of his chest. He rolls on the
Oh,
ground.
yeah. I can't recall the name right
Neither
now.
can I. I think it's Roller or something like that. Anyway, it's something like that. Anyway, it'll be great to see all those guys in one pack. It would be freaking amazing. Sculpt Tommy. May Shelf sculpt. Okay. May Shelf sculpted Lion-O. Super sculpt. I only did the
Oh,
classic sword.
okay.
Yes, I was.
He did the
I was
sword.
ahead.
Okay,
Yeah,
I knew
but
Tommy
you
was
did.
involved.
Yes. But you
Sorry,
did a
May.
great job.
If you're watching, sorry, May.
Yeah, but and I know you did a great job on that, Tommy, because if people watch my channel a lot, you know I'm very, very particular about how the sword looks. So I am very, very happy that Tommy did the sword. Damien, your story, Ram Bam, yes, Ram Bam, you are correct, bro. You win. See, this man, see right there, you win a prize, Damien. Adrian Sanchez, I was hoping to get the Cats Lair in October for my birthday. I guess it will be an Xmas gift instead. Yes, I think it must have been delayed. Thoughts? Do you think we'll get this by the end of October, JP?
No, it looks like it's going to be December. The last
Yeah.
pre-order update that was sent out, that's on their website right now. If you want to pull it up, it says
No, I believe you.
shipping. I believe first week of October, delivering to customers first week of December. I believe is their pre-orders page. Like if you scroll all the
No,
way down,
it still says October, but you're right. Let's scroll down.
go
How far?
all the way down, like
All the way down.
yeah,
How far?
all the way. There's a pre-orders update page. Maybe go to the home page and then scroll all the way down.
Oh, okay. No, let me scroll all the way down here.
There you go. It should be somewhere around there, like by where the social media icons are. Like underneath that, there's a pre-orders page or pre-order status.
Oh, I got it. There it is. Ultimates update. All right, kaiju. Hold on, cats. There it is. Yeah, you're right. There it is. So there you go, guys. December 2024. All right.
Mhm.
All right. And on that same note,
yeah.
Quick Pick, Snarfer, Young Lino, Mumra, and the Mumra Dream Master are also on the December ship date as well. So great stuff. All right. So last comments before we move on, guys. Sight Beyond Sight. The Berserker's name is Rambam. Yes, we just figured that out. And RC, you should expect delays with Super 7. Yes, but you know what? They also ship your products very, very well. I mean, when I received my Super 7 Snake Mountain, which is very similar in size to the Cats Lair, it was double boxed, corner protectors. That thing could survive a freaking nuclear blast. I'm telling you right now. So there is that. All right, JP, let's get to the main event, man. But really quickly, just before, and I really mean this time, just before that, Silverhawks, man. Silverhawks, really quick impressions. Are you happy with this edition of the Silverhawks?
You know what, man? It's kind of like Sour Patch Kids for me because I was really excited when they announced that they were doing Silverhawks.
Yeah,
but Bluegrass is like my standout favorite. He's an amazing figure.
Yes.
I don't think he even needed the vac metal touch
treatment.
It enhances it, but they sacrificed a few accessories for the vac metal.
Yeah,
and then what is this one?
Steel Will.
Steel Will. He is so off in scale. Like he is so much shorter than than Quicksilver, man. Which is weird because he's a football. He's like a big burly dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like the scales are so off on this wave, on these figures in particular. I got the Monstar, the pre-transform, the transform, his throne. I got pretty much the first two waves,
Hmm.
but it's been kind of lukewarm for me just because, this whole thing, they should have done this from the get-go. They should have come out with the vac metal, right out the gate.
Yeah.
Because once you own these $55 figures,
I know
you
they're
don't want to
it's
go and spend another 55 to get a vac metal figure that's super fragile too, because
yeah.
it'll scratch and it'll nick, and
Yeah.
it's cool. I just wish this would have happened beforehand,
Yeah.
rather than later.
So one thing about this, because the way they look here, you'd think that and is this disingenuous? Because the way you look here, it looks like Steel Will is much taller than
Easy.
Bluegrass. And in reality, that's actually not the case, right? They're almost the same height.
He's shorter than Quicksilver. I mean, I have Quicksilver here, and this is, again, just QC, but I put my Quicksilver on a shelf, and his ankle hinges were so weak that he took
Oh
a
God, they
dive from
broke.
his shelf and he
Oh
broke.
no.
It
Oh
broke right
no,
there.
that's unfortunate. Oh my
So
gosh.
I have no way of displaying him unless I crazy glue his foot back on his ankle peg.
You should reach out to Brian and see if he can send you a replacement leg. I mean, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
But that's not something we're going to discuss right now. I didn't know that Steel Will was that short. Mine's still in the box because I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this one. This one's my preferred one, and I love Bluegrass. Bluegrass is my absolute favorite Silverhawk of all times. And what I'm really worried about this particular version is that and I don't know if you agree with me here, um, JP. I don't think, just by looking at this, I don't think his guitar transforms. I think that
no,
to me is a bit of a travesty. If his guitar does not
exactly. They're
actually
not
transform,
including they're not including the bird. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So basically, it's a good. So in a lot of ways, it's a good thing that we have, the original versions, because at least then we get the original birds, right? But other
right.
than that, I like at least out of these two, I have to have the Silverhawks. And then I want to talk a little bit about Molecular. Uh, I think there's a miss here. If you're going to include the head with a hole in it, then you should include the blast effect that he actually came with in the toy. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
would rather sacrifice one of his heads here in lieu of
Mhm.
the actual blast effect that was supposed to come with that. I mean, what's the point of that hole now?
What's that thing down there? Isn't that it?
No, that's just a. I mean, I guess that could double for it, but that peg is too small, right? If
Right.
you look at that, it's not going to fit in there,
True.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe if you disconnect the blast effect, that's an interesting point. Maybe if this blast effect disconnects,
I'm
maybe that could fit
curious.
up there,
Yeah.
right? Because right now it's not, to me, it's a missed opportunity, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Unfortunate. And then Windhammer is Windhammer, man. I mean, like, he's probably got the most pack out of this, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He's got all his hands, he's got his tuning fork, the only thing missing from him is the blast
The
effect.
effects, the
Yeah,
effects on the tuning fork are so
yeah. That was
awesome
the
though
only
on the
thing.
first.
I know, and that's actually a real shame. Everybody else is kind of, the let's just say this line is kind of thin. You know what I mean? Like and for either more uh an additional charge, especially for the Silverhawks themselves. I don't know. It's a bit of a hit and miss here, right? But for sure, I'm definitely going to get the Silverhawks. They're freaking awesome. You know what I mean? Yeah. So a lot of crazy news happening this week, guys. But okay, JP, let's just get to this, man. Like, we've been keeping people on suspense for so long. Guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to Thundercats Classics. Amazing Thundercats news all the time. JP is always keeping us informed. And of course, JP was the first one to send me a message the other day and say, Jay, you better get up because the Thundercats Lair has its box art. And I'm freaking out, JP. I like when you saw this, were you freaking out too? Because I'm I was actually out of my mind. Let's go. Seriously, let's freaking go, bro. Thoughts, JP? What were your what was your reaction when you first saw this? I mean,
Man, it's awesome. I mean, it only took 2 months shy of shipping for
I
us
know.
to see the box art, but it looks amazing. I mean, I love the retro feel of it.
Yeah.
Um, I was just hoping that their photo would have been a little more high res, because when you zoom in to try to get details on the characters in the painting, it kind of starts losing resolution.
Yep.
I was hoping for a better rollout as far as something that we've been waiting so patiently for, but it's awesome. And what's interesting is to see that both boxes are not the same size, which is what Brian
Mm,
had told me. He said that both boxes would be more or less the same size. So I'm wondering
yep.
how they decided to do the pack out. I'm thinking probably the smaller box is the paws, and the main box is the actual, the main body and the head. That's what I'm thinking is the pack out.
I'm I'm actually thinking a little bit of the reverse. But actually not the reverse. I think you're probably right. I think the paws are in here, but I do also
Mhm.
believe that all the accessories are also in here as well. Because you can
Oh,
have one paw here, and then the bottom portion of it. Because the paws are actually kind of stubby. You know what I mean? They're
yeah.
not really that long, right? And then basically all the other accessories, the chairs, the table, the sort of woman's display, the shot, the cannons themselves, the pods, all that great stuff. I think that all fits into the smaller box, and this is literally just the mountains, the head, the what's it called, because the head is massive, as you remember,
Mhm,
JP. The head is
mhm.
ridiculously huge, right?
Human size.
It literally is human size head. It is crazy. I think that's actually what it might be. I don't. I'm not saying you're wrong. I think you're right. The paws are definitely in here, but I think also the rest of the accessories are possibly in here as well.
You know what's interesting, and that's one of the reasons I wish we would have gotten like a full turnaround to see what's on the opposite side of the box, for example, because we still haven't seen the final production painted Tigra Lab,
Mm,
which
true.
was a tier unlock. We were
Yep.
only shown a like a 3D output of it. So I would
Exactly.
love to see that painted and like in final form, and even like on display with Cat's Lair, just to kind of get a feel for how that's going to look once we receive it.
I'm pretty sure that in the next couple weeks, we're probably going to get a full box reveal on a video. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they've done that multiple times already. So looking forward to that. But if you're wondering who's on this box, first of all, I want to give a huge shout out to We Want More Thundercats, another wonderful Thundercats related Instagram and YouTube channel. Definitely give,
Hey,
um,
he's awesome. Yeah.
yeah, he absolutely, definitely give him a like and a follow. He actually was able to find uh, somebody actually stretched it out to actually give us a more straight on view, which is amazing. And we're going to take a closer look at that. But in this, he also gave huge kudos to the actual Josh Newton art, who was responsible for this incredible artwork. I mean, JP, look at this. All wonderful 80s painted style design.
Mhm.
This guy's a master. I don't know. I didn't even know he did all these artworks, but he's incredible in my
Yeah.
opinion. What are you like? Just crazy.
Oh no, absolutely. Yeah. His work is awesome. And it's great that this guy stepped in, because Jason Edmonston was supposed to do the box art, but he had some scheduling conflicts or whatnot. I actually saw him at what was it, at Monster Palooza,
Hmm.
and I asked him about the Cats Lair, and he was like, "Oh no, I didn't work on that."
Yeah.
So it's cool. Sometimes things happen, happy accidents. This guy did an
Yeah.
amazing job. Looks super retro. I really just wanted to get a better look of the actual characters, because it feels like he did a synergy of the Ultimates toys and gave them like a retro flair,
Hmm.
but it almost looks like they have a lot of how could I say aesthetics that come from the action figures that we have.
Absolutely. Our good friends over at Toy Habits actually did help a little bit with that. They also were able to, I don't know, snag or maybe even did this themselves. They took the artwork here, which was on the box, and they flattened it out for us to take a quick look at. So let's take a look at this, everybody. Zooming in on this one here, we can see the Cat's Lair at the top, Super 7 in the corner, and yeah, I know I see what you're what you're saying for sure.
Mhm.
Um because it is very different, not very different, but it's a different take on it rather than the Thunder Tank edition, which I think was that other artist you mentioned just earlier. Um but I think you're right. There's definitely a more realistic flair here, um which definitely has that feeling of more realistic characters, right? Like the way he's actually painted them looks a little bit more humanistic, a little bit
Yeah,
more suited in realism, right? But I do love the way he's put all these together. Tigra, which is kind of weird. It looks like Tigra's whipping Lionel, but he's actually trying to help Lionel, I think.
right. Yeah,
Um, Mumra versus Lionel. Panthro just completely like taking out. He just took him out. He just took out Monkeyan. Like, what the hell, man? No chance for Monkeyan. And of course, Laughing Gas being thrown by Wily Kit onto Slide. Now, I think that's actually an homage. I think, in my opinion, that just like what I asked earlier in the show, what happened to Wily Kit in the VHS? Well, what happened to Wily Cat here on the Cat's Lair? Because I think
where's
that
Snarf?
is, yeah, where's Snarf, right? But I think that is all of the Thundercats except for Snarf and Wily Cat, right?
Really? Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, it's
They
basically
they
just a
might be on the
reverse.
other side of the box.
Yeah, maybe hopefully, right? Maybe on the side or something like that. But I am very very excited about this box, one of two for the Ultimates playset. Um, yeah. What are your overall thoughts on this box art? I mean, I'm blown away. I-
Well, we have a look at the front panel and a side panel, which is extensive spec photography of the product. I'm just really curious to see what's on the opposite side. Is it a complete duplicate of this painting, or if we get an alternate view? Um, One thing that I've always been a fan of, I don't know if you agree with me, is the way, and it's hard to say that I've to say anything positive about Hasbro Star Wars lately, but one thing that I've always been a huge fan of is the vintage collection box art. The way they do the full color imagery on the front. Obviously, it's toy photography. It's not art, but the side panels, it's all that like 80s style, two color printed imagery.
yeah,
Where,
diagrams and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man. I just have a thing for that, and I think it
Yep.
would have been so cool if
Yep.
they would have done the same thing with this on the sides rather than full color. If they had like that spec diagram kind of feel on the plain or brown cardboard,
Yeah.
just gives it a real super retro vibe.
Hmm.
But yeah, like it's awesome. It's amazing. We've been waiting for this for a long time. I think I spoke to Brian like 2 months ago. It was before Comic Con. He was like, "Oh yeah, box art is done," and I've just been waiting, counting the days for the reveal, and it finally happened. And
Yeah.
apparently, it seems like they timed it because I believe the day the box reveal was done, which was yesterday, was the anniversary of the first episode of Thundercats airing on
Ah,
TV. So
gotcha.
that was clever timing. But
Yep, for
yeah,
sure.
man, super excited to see this finally.
Absolutely. I'm over the moon, obviously. This is definitely something I've been waiting for such a long time. And I think it's really clever too that they split it up into two boxes, because if you can't afford the real estate on this gigantic box, you can just keep the smaller box. You know what I mean? Like it's good enough to cut it down for a poster, You know what I mean? You don't have to have this gigantic thing because I do still I obviously keep all my boxes and I have my Snake Lair box. It's actually stacked onto another Unicron box. So they're basically literally stacked on top of each other. And trust me, they take up a lot of real estate because they're full of styrofoam. They're full
Yeah.
of a lot of other stuff, right? It's absolutely bonkers. But yeah, you could definitely keep this box if you don't want to keep that box because this one's a lot smaller in its overall size for sure. Yeah, Jorge, this has been an amazing look at this wonderful art. Because again, here's another example of what I was talking about. I mean, these boxes are going to be massive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm almost certain, and you can quote me on this. I'm almost certain that the Thundercats box is going to be bigger than this box.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to be bigger. Okay, because Snake Mountain is folded up in there, and when we saw the Cats Lair, like the way it was, when it folds up, it's going to be way bigger than Snake Mountain. I'll tell you right
Yeah.
now. So it's going to be bigger than this box, and this box nearly dwarfs Brian. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just absolutely crazy. So get yourselves ready, everybody. This is going to be this is going to be one Christmas to remember. I got to tell you, this is definitely going to be another Christmas for all Thundercats fans. Man, this is going to be great. JP,
This is the kind of gift that you kind of don't want to get in Christmas because it'll take up all the real estate around your tree. So people be like, "Get your Cats Lair out my tree." You know what I mean? So I was hoping to get it before Christmas, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
It's not going to go on the. It's not going to go on the tree, man. You literally you receive it as a package and you bring it up to your room. That's all you can do. You can't put it on the tree. If anything, you might be able to put the smaller box. At least there are two. Think about that.
Right.
There are two. So the bigger box has to go upstairs, but the smaller box can be part of the Christmas display, right? For the picture.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the best you can hope for. So yeah, man. I'm excited. I am excited. All right. So JV, last comments from the crowd here. RC, yes, they will pack it very, very well. Yes, of course they will. As you like, I showed the video a little earlier. It's really, really well done. I'm telling you. Damien Ristori, sorry, I have to say it. I've waited 40 years for Quick Pick. He'll be looked after with care. LOL. Yes. Quick Pick is such a deep cut. He's a really, really deep cut. But again, it's a fan favorite, bar none. RC, I got all my Hawks on sale except for the Chrome versions. Yeah, you're not going to get those on sale. Those ones are not. Those are
going to be in the hundreds.
Yep. I was lucky to get them on the second run. I actually thought I missed them for sure. Damien, do you think that the hardware might be on the horizon? Hardware would be great, right? I would love to get hardware. Honestly, he's actually he's like a Slive though. You know what I mean? Like his stature, the way he is, he's very much like a Slive. But he would be an amazing character. The backpack, awesome. The guns, right?
He's gotta come out.
Yeah, but it has to be an Ultimates figure on that one because a DX figure on that would be a disappointment. He'd only come with like his backpack and that's it. He needs all of his hardware. RC, does it include the dimensions of the box? Unfortunately, no. We don't know the size of this beast, but I'm telling you right now, if you look at that photo which I showed of Brian, this can give you more or less an indication about how freaking big this thing is. And if you look for my video on YouTube about that, you can see basically what it actually looks like when it reaches your door. So Mega J Retro Snake Mountain. So basically, if you want an idea of how big this thing is going to be, look for my video, Snake Mountain unboxing, and this is it, man. Like this is freaking gigantic. That's how big it literally is. It's probably going to be as big, if not bigger, than this. Okay, so
Cats Lair is going to be so much bigger.
And the shipping box is doubly huge. The shipping box itself is 2 boxes because knowing Super 7, they're going to do this. They're going to have a shipping box inside of a shipping box. That's how they do it. You see, there's actually 2 shipping boxes in here, right? And the shipping box inside actually has a corner protector, which is awesome. Okay, so yeah, man, like this is what you can expect from Super 7, man. they know what they're doing. Like they should be a shipping company in themselves, because they know what they're doing. There it is. You see the corner protectors right there.
Hmm.
So that's what you can expect from Supers, and it's a 2-man job. You can't do this by yourself. There's no way. It weighs too much, and you need 2 people to get this thing done. Like Unicron, I argue I was able to do myself, but this beast, there is absolutely no way that you can expect to get this. Now, as an expectation for you, JP, the Snake Mountain box was full color, and uh, you know, being on all sides. And usually, Master Universe has a tradition on their classic boxes where the reverse is like what you said. It's like a one color red, just
Hmm.
outlines. But this one in particular, you can see that the box itself is wonderfully, pure gloss finish. It's absolutely incredible. So there's another indication of what you can possibly expect. And when you get it to your door, though, that's where things get crazy, because as you can see here, this box is ginormous. It is like I was afraid it wouldn't fit through my door. You know what I mean? Like that's actually how
Yeah.
big this thing really is. And you can see the quarter protectors actually got ripped off in shipping. I don't know if you can
Yeah.
see that.
Extra corner
So
protectors.
yeah, man. So there were corner protectors on the outside, and then corner protectors on the inside. With,
That's
with
nuts.
all faults, late to the party looks good to me though. Thank you with all faults. You are not too late, brother. RC vintage art style. Yes, I would definitely love for a more vintage art style. 100%. Toy binging is so damn big. I'm just gonna make room on my Eternia table for this thing, dude. That's all your gigantic playsets are gonna have to fight each other. Like that's actually what's gonna have to happen. RC, huge thumbs up. Thank you, my friend. Just Mohan, what's going on, bro? Good to see you. And last comment, Damien Ristori. Not to want to go off topic, but are you both interested in the mask revamp? Okay. I guess we'll end off on that little tidbit right there. Were you a mask fan, JP?
I owned quite a few of those when I was a kid, and it was interesting. I read the news that Loyal Subjects is taking on Mask.
Hmm. Yep.
Um, I can't say I own a lot of Loyal Subjects stuff. I think the only things I've ever bought from them was when they were doing the blind box Thundercats figures.
Yep.
I
Yep.
got quite a few of those, but I've never bought like those, like the Turtles or like the Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. That they're like the smaller articulated figures.
Yep.
But
Five,
there's
5 by 5
promise.
inches.
Yeah, there's
Yep.
promise there. If they're going to be the same scale as back in the day with all that detail and the packaging and everything, it could be something promising.
I think so too. I'm excited at the same time. You know, um, it remains to be seen if they're going to use the exact same system that was created for Mask. I hope they use better technology today, because the springs don't last. You know what I mean? The materials that they used are in some cases a little bit more fragile than most 80s toys. And again,
Mhm.
you know I've never seen them do anything which has mechanical pieces like wheels or doors or handles like that, right? They've always just done figurines as far as I can remember. So it'll be an interesting to see how they handle this particular puzzle. But they're not new to the industry. They have a lot of experience. And unfortunately, Ramen Toy is was left behind on this one. It's too bad for them. But it is what it is, man. This is the toy game, and it's a hard one to play, man. Uh, Toy Cartel, Mario, what's going on, bro? How you doing? That's a baby. That's a baby, Jay. That's not a baby. It's a small toddler. It is a. It's a freaking toddler, man. It's not a baby. It was. It was like two. It was a full. Actually, it was a small adult. If an adult goes into a ball, if an adult actually squeezes into a ball, it's a small adult. I'm
It's
telling
like
you.
this, like an ottoman
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I could use it as a coffee table.
piece of furniture.
I crap you not. I could use it as a coffee table. Hyun, I'm probably gonna end up doing that then. Hyun, good to see you, bro. How you doing tonight? And Damien Story always has the last word. That's a cool video, damn memory lane, Jay. Thank you so much, Damien. Really appreciate it. JP, we're so close. We're so close, bro. Your prediction is Christmas for everybody, or You think it'll bleed into 2025? What do you what
I'm
do you think?
hoping early week of Christmas because if we get into closer to Christmas time, then there's all sorts of complications because of vacations and weather and all sorts of stuff. So I'm hoping like first week of December type thing versus latter in the month. So let's see.
Yep. My hopes and dreams are of that too. I'm actually hoping that might actually be early December. Who knows? But all we know is that it's not going to be October. Unfortunately, it will be December as per the update.
Late
Last
Thanksgiving.
comment before we start logging down, everybody. My buddy's customs. What's going on, bud? Hair down, Jay. Looking good, man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. I lost my hair tie. Good to see you, bud. And Derek Kuto. Jay, do you think we'll get the lair in the same time as in Canada as the States? Yeah, we're usually the last ones on the block. So no, I think we're probably going to be in 2025. That we're probably going to start seeing most of our stuff. Now, mind you, we get stuff early too. GameStop is good to us, but UPS is one of those things, man. And FedEx actually, I think it is also a bit interesting as well. David Story loves being the last word on this one. Boulder Hill in 2 years, perhaps my favorite toy set ever. Absolutely, brother. We shall see how the loyal subjects handle that puzzle. JP, what are you working on, brother? And how can people reach you, my friend?
Same as always, Thundercats Classics on IG, Toy Addict on IG, and of course, JP Arts_studio. That's where you'll find stuff like this. I just printed these.
Woohoo!
I'm going to be doing a local toy show this weekend, and I'm starting to do stickers. These are my Thundercats ones, but I've got a couple of different ones, different designs that I've been working on.
Oh, I love that Bowser. That Bowser is awesome.
This is my favorite.
Ooh. What is that? Guns and Motu?
Guns N' Roses
Guns
homage
and
to
Motu?
the album cover for Appetite for Destruction,
Yep.
but I changed the wording and I put hunger for power, dark and
Yes.
vile.
That is so cool. I love it. So there's Motu, there's Transformers, there
Hellboy,
is yeah,
Super Mario, and I'm going to
so
do a
good.
little bit of horror as we approach Halloween. I got some really cool designs. I got a new Mumra sticker that I just finished, which is sort of like an homage to the retro Batman logo, and I'll be showing that pretty soon. But yeah, just trying to be as creative as possible and working on top secret stuff here and there.
I want to say something so badly, but I can't. Guys, please subscribe to Toy Addict on YouTube, Thundercats Classics on Instagram, and of course, follow this man. He is just a freaking gem, man. Absolutely. Thank you, JP, for being here tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure, bro.
Oh, it's been awesome, man. Super excited, and we
Me
definitely
too.
got to do like a big shindig when
all the time.
Cats Lair arrives, bro. Gonna do
Bro,
Cats Lair unboxing extravaganza.
Absolutely, bro. You pick the time, you pick the day. We're making it happen.
Awesome, man.
Guys, thank you guys for being here tonight. It's been absolutely amazing hanging out with you guys, taking a look at the Thundercats Cats Lair, and of course all the other Thundercats news that's been in the week so far for toy news. It's been crazy and it's been great. Guys, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Good night, JP. And we will see you later. Good journey.
Have a good night, y'all. Thank you.
Geek proud, everybody.